Good evening, everyone. I write to the wayward souls on Chesapeake. I scrawl for those who gaze out at the Hudson. I call out to the western villages. I mourn the southern ignorance. I plead to the minds corroded by time. I write to the Midwest breaking our borders. I pen for warfare, for indignity, and through famine, I salute those on the front lines, stand to those who yell cowardly from the back. I see, I see more wretchedness and character and emotion and greed. I see the restlessness of people and nations. I watch Shakespeare's words. I learn from the narcissistic. I lay in a silent world, its hum dying to the footsteps, roaring louder as thunder, raining down bottled emotions, isolated in squares. I lean on the dopamine-induced dreams. I call to the grays with my tinfoil hat, welcome the ships to take us home. I call to my brothers, my sisters, the flesh of my flesh, the ill, the downtrodden, the dying. I write for the big bad wolf. I write to huff and puff and to blow your fucking house down. Tear down these walls we've built. Tear down these fortresses of the self. Call the mockery, the wasted words, the ignorance that protests with might and the false claims of freedom. I write for the lost. I write for the farmers. I write for the warriors. I write as a beacon of truth. My pen is a hand of death, taking with everything you've ever loved and throwing it back to you with each sentence. I will be. I will see, I will stand a witness, an era dying, a time lost to human catastrophe. Our 90 seconds on the doomsday clock is almost up. We are 3 seconds away from finality, not from sickness, nor war, but from ourselves. We are brazen with anger, sorrow by stupidity. We weep for the things we've done and the things we should have done sooner. Our cups are overflowing. We chastise each other, closed-minded. We dawdle, we murder, we pillage, we rape, we destroy, we hinder one another from our paths. We continue to be human. We continue to be the same. Despite sickness across the globe and chaos at every corner, we are not ready for a new future. Our humanity is not acceptable to receive new knowledge. My brothers from the sky will not assist. They watch as we all have to see how slowly we consume the very things we acquire to thrive on. There is no God. There is no divinity. Our brain power is limited. This is the age of nihilism, an era of false hope, deceit, lies, and treachery, all pointless. We are not in this together. The world will continue as it always has. Every shining light of prayer muted, every act of kindness forgotten, every act of compassion thwarted by our carbon-based counterparts. These cities are crowded and townships suffer across the countries. We kill, we maim, we destroy, and we deliver eulogies. We rob others of experience. We take away guidance. We separate each other and divide. We scream population control and survival of the fittest, alpha and beta. When the omega is here, we scream for change. We scream for chance. We yell for peace and safety as we tout our neighbors and smother our progress. There is nothing left to change. We suffer, we fall, we die. We are not equal. We are divided by class, race, and opportunity. We halt science and exploration. We block advancement. We push forth in favor of plutocratic economies, gluttonous to capitalism, democracy, theocracy, anarchy, communism, socialism, totalitarianism, barbarism, and all the isms of flawed philosophies and practices. We fixate on governing and ruling. We as a culture thrive on oppressing. We rule by the dollar. We control, we damage, we abuse, we hinder. We are not ready for the stars. Time is, time was, and time will always be finite. This is the demise of human events.
Yeah, if you could read another piece or two for us, man, I'd much appreciate it. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of yours, brother.
The only way my fucking art ends is when I'm cold and dead and in the fucking ground. I'll never be more than I am, living in the unattainable race of happiness, chasing down the American dream in denial. I will never find out what hard work entails, nor discover its rewards earned. I will always dream, with no real means to achieve it. I will gaze into the night, thinking of forests, moving through the woods of my mind, carving out a little spot to hide from reality. I found love stretched beyond a place where I cannot touch feet. I fight for a future that was never free, remembering the past while forgetting the times, seeking my once, missing everything, dementia and heartstring, plucking its tune to resonant sound, reverberations from a wishing well, no coins to throw now, as all of the others I have are tossed, glimmering back. Shine the coins from a hole, an opus of sound bouncing off of the stones, a wish for a want, but what would I know? Screaming to the bottom, song to the soil. I raised a white flag in truce for peace while talking to ghosts of empty dreams in an empty room with an empty pause in an empty place. Just me and my thoughts. Does this feeling felt feel both ways? Does an echo expand telemetry, wishing an end to live again on lonely nights when no one sits for a second chance, for a second breath, for a second life, and for a second wish to travel beyond my means? I dream to fill this well. Cerulean Fields. She is a distant memory, with each day dissipating, evaporating behind a blinking blur of yesterday. A faint voice ferried away in parting. He cannot remember her words. He cannot remember her face. He cannot endure the resonance of her heart. He will forget how her gray eyes turned green, how adoration faded with her simple smile. He will forget her harbored pain, hidden in the letters that moved along the night. He will forget how she moved on. He will forget how to live without her. Thank you.